Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Robert Ralph, freelance writer and content creator. Over the past 3 or 4 days, I've been hit down with a bit of a viral infection, so I haven't been that active on Medium, which you can probably tell from the way I look and speak at the moment. But this has actually led me to today's video. Having come back online today, what I've noticed is I've had quite a few harsh comments on a particular article that I've written. So some people love me, some people hate me, some people don't even know me. But I really wanted to talk about the side of Medium that not a lot of content creators talk about. And that is about sometimes the hassle you get and the negative comments you get. It does happen, it's real life. I'm not going to go as far as saying people troll you or abuse you in ways that are unforgiving, and there's certainly ways to stop it from happening. But like I said, it's something that happened to me, having been offline for a couple of days, and I wanted to talk about that today. Whilst I don't want to single out the article that I had abuse on, it would be fair to say that I write a lot of personal stories. I have written 1 or 2 fiction stories and they've been clearly labelled, but the majority of personal stories I write are actual factual and real life, and certainly happened to me. So this one particular story I wrote about my past going back maybe 8 or 9 years ago, and it was involving a couple of people in a very difficult and awkward situation. And what I found is the people that had made a lot of nasty comments, first and foremost, weren't regular writers themselves, with very small following, some of which had never written an article, some had written a few. Not that that makes their comments untrustworthy. Everyone's entitled to have their own comments, but I did find it interesting that they hadn't written a lot of content themselves. The second thing I noticed is that it appears that they read the title of my article and possibly just read the first few paragraphs without getting to the end. I say this because some of the comments that were made were reflected by the title that I chose, and had they read the story to the end, a lot of comments that were made they would have had answers to, because the answers to some of the questions they brought up and some of the nasty comments they made, there are actually answers at the bottom of the article. So had they read it in full, the likelihoods that they wouldn't have made the comments that they'd actually written down. I think that some of the comments, had they read the story to the end, could have been justified, but simply a lot of the comments were just one-liners like, call yourself a freelance writer, you're a knob. Well, I might be, but so be it. So they just weren't justified, definitely weren't intelligent, probably showed a lack of intelligence, and it was quite clear that some of the longer comments, people just hadn't read the story. They just saw a headline and thought, oh, you know, this is a bit of a dodgy story, I'm going to make a comment on it, without actually understanding the article and the contents that it was written in. But so be it, you know, you're going to have lovers, you're going to have haters. One of the other things is some people didn't actually write a comment at all, but simply clapped a nasty comment. I don't know whether this is worse or not. You're clapping, you have no idea what you're clapping for. You're simply clapping a comment. Again, if you've read the article, I would love for you to have given your own opinion. You know, no one's got a wrong opinion. You know, your opinions are always going to be valid. Whether they're justified or not, I guess that's an entirely different topic and debate. But have some courage. I'm very, very open to interacting with people. I've done that in the past. I've interacted and debated some of my work with writers that I absolutely love and adore. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, and I'm not saying I'm right all the time. I'm certainly am not. So I welcome debate. I think if you read my articles, I would suggest that 95% of the time I ask people to comment and ask people to have debate on some of the subjects that I write about. I think debate is healthy, as long as it's constructive. It's just the people that write nasty comments and there's no foundation behind it. To some people, it really can affect them. Luckily, I haven't had too much in the past, and I've discovered a way of dealing with it, which I'll go on to in a few minutes' time. I think it would be fair to say that over the, I think 11 months now that I've been on Medium, there's one incident that particularly stands out. When I first joined, I was attacked quite badly, almost bullying to a degree. In fact, that particular incident, being so new to Medium, I actually wanted to walk away, and I wrote an article about that. I might link that in the description below, actually. But I was very, very fortunate to have some solid people around me to give me some advice. And of course, as you get used to the platform and you grow and develop your own skills, these comments become less hurtful. And again, you find ways of dealing with it. Of course, there are right ways and wrong ways to deal with these type of people. In my own opinion, the wrong way of dealing with it is to get into a massive debate or an argument and throw profanities at them, because at the end of the day, these type of people you're not going to be able to argue with. They're going to have their opinion. It's going to be tit for tat. There's going to be no winner in it at all. So yeah, I just wouldn't even bother. But I'm going to list a couple of things that might help, but certainly arguing with them, I wouldn't say is the best thing to do. I would like to point out at this stage, like I said, I have been on Medium for around about 11 months, and I think this has happened to me 3 times. So it is not a common thing from my own point of view, but it does happen now and again. I don't want to put anyone off joining Medium. I don't want to put anyone off writing. The latest one was about a personal story. The other 2 weren't. One was about Medium help, and I can't remember what the other one was about. So it's not just about personal stories, it's just about writing in general. It's just the latest one was a personal story. So here are my few suggestions on how you can deal with these type of people. The first bit of advice I would give is to reply, but to reply in a humble fashion. And that is simply listen to the words that they are saying. And if you feel there is any truth in what they have said, or if there's a point of view that you could agree with, if you step back and take a little look at it, then there's no reason why you can't just agree and say, do you know what? You could be right. Perhaps that's a little bit out on this particular occasion. So I wouldn't get into an argument about it, but I would certainly take a step back and listen to the criticism, because actually the criticism might be decent, it might be found, it might be right. So I would always start off with, don't write an initial response with an angry temper, let's say. When you're angry, take a step back, have a look at the comments, digest them a little bit, possibly come back to them the following day, and make sure you're calculated in your response. Stay humble, listen to the feedback, and if there's some just, simply agree and just say, look, on this occasion I was wrong, thanks for the feedback, and just move on. You will grow as a person if you're able to receive feedback. The second thing you can do, and this is what I did the first time I got abused, is I actually called the person out. I was very, very happy with the article that I wrote. I felt that the comments were unjust. I felt they were bullying comments. And I simply wrote an article and tagged that writer in, giving my opinion. Again, never putting that person down, never slagging them off, never saying that their work was poor, just simply asking questions about the comments they had made and if they were really actually just, and what point of view they were coming from. Now, when I say calling somebody out, the reason I did this is because I replied to their comments and they simply deleted them. So I had no other choice. Well, I did have another choice, but I mean, what I wanted to do, I really wanted to call them out and ask them why they'd said such horrible things. So that's something you can do, but you need to be really careful in the way which you do it. Again, if you get into a slanging match, there's a good chance you will be banned from Medium, even though you were the person that was provoked in the first place. If you retaliate in a negative way, Medium could still suspend or ban you. The third way in which you could deal with it is probably the hardest way. Ignore it. Don't make any reference to it whatsoever. Just simply ignore it. Sometimes I've just put a clap and not left a single comment. But that is another way that you can actually deal with the situation. And if you don't comment back very often, you'll never hear from that person again. The fourth tip, and probably one of the funniest things you can do, is simply say thank you. So if you've written an article and somebody disagrees with you or says something really hateful or nasty, just put in the comments, thank you for your opinion. I really appreciate it. That's it. Don't say anything else and just give them a clap. And again, very often this is confusing to them. Sometimes they think, did you actually read my nasty comments? And in my experience, they never come back and you never hear from them again. So yeah, just simply clap and say thank you. That's a great way and very often quite a funny way of responding. The last way of responding, from my own personal opinion, is probably the best way, particularly if you have been offended by it and you're a little bit upset, is report the person. There's a way which you can do that, and then block them. When you report them, Medium staff will have a look at the comment and take action that they deem appropriate. And if you block them, that person will never see any future content that you have written. A word of warning, you will never see their content either. So when you block a person, it's blocked from both angles. You don't see their content, they don't see your content. So that's the final bit of advice I can give you for these type of people. Just to finish off then, I don't want this video to be all doom and gloom. It's a very small percentage of people that will encounter this, but it does happen. If you are new to the Medium platform and you want some help and support, I've got two publications. I have a publication called What is Love to You? Hopefully the title says it all. It's all about love stories and things you love in the world. My second publication is dedicated to helping new writers on the platform, and it's simply called New Writers Welcome. So I'll put both publications links in the description below. Also, if you're not a full member on Medium and you'd like to join, it's just $50 a year or $5 a month. I've got an affiliate link and I'll pop that in the description below also. Please come and check me out at Robert Ralph. Once you join the Medium platform, I would love to see and hear from you. Thank you for watching today's content. If you liked what I did and like the information that you received today, please do give me a thumbs up. Leave any comments that you want to in the comment section. I will reply to every single one of you. And if you don't want to miss future content, click that little bell button and you'll be notified when any video is uploaded from myself.